Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is a join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that. Well, the incumbent president of Malawi, Lazarus Chakwera, has lost the elections lamentably, and obviously the opposition in Zambia has picked a leaf from this, trying to draw a comparison between President Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia and the outgoing president of Malawi, Lazarus Chakwera. So they're having a feud there with that, but he has not yet conceded, but everything is pointing to a loss, a landslide loss for that matter, to Peter Mutharika. So these are some of the commentary that is coming from Malawi, Malawi24.com. They say, stop political tension, concede, Church tells Chakwera. The church urges Chakwera to concede defeat gracefully. The Malawian Council of Churches, MCC, has urged President Lazarus Chakwera to humbly accept defeat in the September 16th, 2025 general elections. So that's what's going on in Malawi. There is that for what's going on. And Chief Etayari weighed in to say, Kumalawi, people are asking Chakwera to concede defeat, but more than 90 minutes. Anyway, I blame him for approaching politics with, approaching politics like he's on the pulpit. As you may be aware, President Lazarus Chakwera is a bishop in the Pentecostal church in Malawi. So he's saying he should have taken the political route, not just as a man of God. Hakainde Hichilema takes some notes. That's according to Chief Etayari. He says what has happened in Malawi might replicate itself in Zambia. And then he goes further to say, I repeat, this is still Chief Etayari in his own comment section, I repeat, people vote, but it is those who count who gives power. So I don't know what he's trying to insinuate there. Is it trying to insinuate that the Electoral Commission of Malawi would have cooked those results to favor Lazarus Chakwera? I don't know what he means there, but he says in as much as people might vote, the people that actually give power, the people that actually count the votes. You may decide what he means there, but anyway, that's according to Chief Etayari's comments. And then after it was discovered that Lazarus Chakwera has lost those elections, he went to court. So it seems like after he saw the margin is big. The margin between him and Peter Mutharika is very huge. So after he saw the trajectory of in which the elections were going, he went to court. So according to Emmanuel Mwamba, he put up this article to say, Malawian High Court refuses Chakwera's request to restrain the Malawian Electoral Commission from releasing final election results. So it seems like he had gone to court to bar the Electoral Commission of Malawi from announcing the final results. And that's what has been kicked out by the court system in Malawi. One thing that is admirable about the three structures of government in Malawi is like they're very independent. If you remember, even one of the issues that ushered in Lazarus Chakwera himself in presidency, there was a time that the youths went to protest in Malawi, and then should have been the president at the time. I can't remember if it was Joyce Banda or whoever was before Lazarus Chakwera. You may mind me in the comment section. I can't remember the president before Lazarus. He instructed the army to go and pretty much curtail the protest of the youths. And then when the army reached the protest, they decided to protect the youths. They obviously instructed the youths not to break any public property, just to walk from wherever they were walking to the courts to allow them to in protest. So it's that thing that is admirable about Malawi is that their institutions are very independent. So you can even see from this decision, the incumbent president obviously wanted to have favor with the judicial system, trying to manipulate or pretty much buff the announcement of those results. And the court system was simply said, nope, that is not happening. So details are that President Lazarus Chakwera of Malawi Congress Party, MCP, has lost the bid to hot announcement of the final results of the 2025 general elections. President Chakwera sought the last-minute court action to obtain a court injunction to restrain the Malawi Electoral Commission (MEC) from releasing the final election results, but has been rejected. So you can see the details in that. Pretty much the submission that he had put in court has been thrown out. And then Chief Etari weighs in, goes further to say, I think my services are needed in Malawi. President Chakwera needed a guy like me. Political infants may not know that I actually played a big role in 2021 general elections for Hakainde Hichilema. This is another allegation that Chief Etari is throwing out there, because one thing that is for sure is that Chief Etari was clear-cut against President Hakainde Hichilema in the 2021 build-up of the elections. He was on the side of Edgar Chagalungu. He ate with Edgar Chagalungu. He was funded by Edgar Chagalungu. He has admitted that fact on several occasions. So for him to come and insinuate to say he played a big role, and then he goes further in the comment section, obviously people cooked him in the comment section, like, excuse you, bro. Are you trying to rewrite history? We were present at the time. We saw you clear-cut opposing Hakainde Hichilema. So how can you come today and claim to say you actually supported him and whatever? And then his justification is this in his comment section. It says, politics is about perception. Even if the reality is different, why may not even have the votes? But if you convince the people that he has them, it becomes the truth. So he's simply saying, pushing propaganda and things like that. He goes further to say, how does my stomach come into this life? Pretty much, people are saying you are trying to push a narrative as if you are part of the people that pretty much preserved President Hakainde Hichilema as the vote in 2021, because you are pushing an agenda asking Edgar Chagalungu to concede of some sort. He's all over the place with this. The fact is that his own videos are present to prove to say he was on Edgar Chagalungu's side, and neither did he push Hakainde Hichilema's agenda here. He's just trying to fall in the good graces of President Hakainde Hichilema in this point as we head in 2026. But it makes no sense, honestly, if you look at it. But anyway, yeah, that's Chief Etari's view with regard to what's going on in Malawi. And obviously, the opposition is having a field day with the loss of Lazarus Chakwera in Malawi. So Brian Apunda should be, like, I think, Socialist Party Secretary General or Media Director, one of those roles in Fred Membe's party. And he says, one down, one to go. And then he says there's some twins. They have a lot in common. So he says both President Lazarus Chakwera of Malawi and President Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia are likely to be one-term presidents. They have a history in common in this sense, saying one is down. So in 2026, as we go to the general elections, Hakainde Hichilema is next. And obviously, people responded to the comments in his comment section there. But they're like, so does it only mean that the Electoral Commission is only free when it passes the vote in favor of Fred Membe? Any other announcement will be disregarded, obviously, having that back and forth. While it's the Malawi Electoral Commission to declare the presidential election winner at 14 hours today. That's how far it is gone. They have decided, regardless of those court battles that have been thrown out, the Electoral Commission has stuck to its guns. It's going to announce the election results today at 14 hours, whether Lazarus Chakwera likes it or not, and it seems to be very obvious the way it looks. Because I think at the moment should be the Peter Mutharika should stand at 61% of the elections or something. It's a big margin between the two. And obviously, Brian Apunda doubles down. He says, this is still Socialist Party person. He says, the Malawi Electoral Commission chairperson, the lady that you see on the left there on screen, he says the Malawi Electoral Commission chairperson, she has delivered despite being appointed by Chakwera. State Council Mwanga Zlomes learned from the principled woman from Malawi. So pretty much he is advising the chairperson for our version of Electoral Commission in Zambia, saying, look at the fellow woman that was appointed by Lazarus Chakwera. She stuck to her guns and her principles to announce the elections as the people voted, not as the incumbent would have loved them. So he's simply saying, our version of the chairperson of electoral commission should do the same as we go into 2026. It goes further to say, we are better people and we shall take good care of the Z farmer under our prison system commission of our government. So he says, regardless of what happens, because as you may be aware, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Zambia's daughter, who's the Z farmer, or Maria Lomes, is been charged with. She's fighting a court battle in with regard to a murder case of a kid that was beaten at a farm and later on died from those injuries. So he's saying that yes, in as much as the daughter is likely to face the consequences of those actions, they are going to take care of her in the prison system as the Socialist Party. And then obviously what I was referring to earlier on, Moses Semovita asks in the question to them, the Electoral Commission can only be seen to be working if the results favor Fred Membe, he asks to say. And then obviously Apunda responds to say, and when it favored Hakainde, Hichilema and the UPND, you say the Electoral Commission was democratic and fair institution. So shall it be when we declare Hakainde, Hichilema as lost in 2026. So he simply rebuttals to that comment. Obviously, this is a daughter to Zambia's Electoral Commission chairperson, the one that is facing a court case that he was referring to. Say, in as much as maybe if she's found guilty in this court proceeding or innocent, the Socialist Party is going to take care of her pretty much there. And what else is in the news today as we proceed? This political analyst explains why Ambassador Wembley Mwape is right to endorse Given Luvinda and as Tonseb Alliance chairperson or president. The PF has wasted its time with these alliances and trying to sugarcoat the truth. The truth is that they want to be the leaders in whatever alliance that they get in. That's the same reason they left the Uka Alliance. That's the same reason they're having fights in the Tonse Alliance. The fact is that it has to be made clear. Anybody that they co-opt has to be subservient to the leadership of the PF. Otherwise, they're just wasting their times. And at the moment, it seems like everyone is fighting their own battles in the opposition. This alliance looks dead, as just like the Uka Alliance was at the moment initially. There have been those fights. What is Hari Kalava was on radio and he says, United Party for National Development, UPND, will also be a one-term government. So obviously, drawing a comparison of what has happened in Malawi, pretty much the entire opposition is having a field day with the loss of Lazarus Chakwera, the incumbent president of Malawi, simply saying what has happened in Malawi is going to be replicated in Zambia. And then it goes further to say, this is still Hari Kalawai says, Zambians are tired of load shedding, high cost of living, unemployment, and have resolved to punish United Party for National Development (UPND) in the next general elections. So, Citizen First President Hari Kalava says the electoral defeat of the Malawian President Lazarus Chakwera should serve as lesson to the United Party for National Development (UPND) and President Hakainde Hichilema. So obviously that's a Harika's comparison with what's going on. And then obviously there's another drama going on with regard to the UN Assembly meetings. And yeah, I'll cover that in the next broadcast. But yeah, that's where things stand, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the news.